tree behind me is called a Rimu, or the English name is red pine. And Rimus are one of a very ancient lineage that we have in this country called podocarps. And you can see that they have a berry and then a seed on top. Same with tōtara, berry and a seed on top. The middle is a little bit different because it's got the seed inside. But basically that's one of the definitions of within podocarp is the berry and the seed on top. And one of the reasons that we've actually learnt a lot about this tree is actually because of this bird. Does anyone know what this bird is? Kakapo. So Kakapo are literally one of the world's rarest birds at about 120 odd left, and they're also one of the world's weirdest birds. They're the world's largest parrot at about 4 kilos, about the size of a cat. They were recognised as the world's only nocturnal parrot, but they actually just rediscovered a nocturnal parrot in Australia, which they thought was extinct for 100 years. And funnily enough, it's a little bright green bird, which is a bit odd. So now there's two, but ours is better. What else? They are 100% flightless, which is quite odd as well. And also, if you look at the photo, some of their feathers are turned into a whisker, like sort of structure, because they're always in the leaf matter and things like that. It's a sensory sort of perception. These guys have a very, very strong neck and are very, very good climbers. Did you see the kaka climbing yesterday at all on the vines or anything like that?
Yeah.
A kakapo will pretty much do it twice as fast. They're very, very agile, like this dumply bird, but you know, you see them on a vine, and straight up they go, they're real, real good. So what we've ended up doing is studying these guys and finding that they 100% rely on the Rimu tree to breed. Okay, so we've ended up having to learn about the tree to try and save this species. So this podocarp is a female podocarp, or female Rimu. Somewhere up there will be a male Rimu. And you'll wait 7 to 12 years for this tree to flower, which is a really long time. So it needs the right series of seasons in front of it to give it the, I don't know, a really cold winter or a really hot winter or something like that, that'll kind of kick it into wanting to flower. Then you'll have the male flower pollinate this tree, and then you'll start, the fruit starts. The thing is, you've now got to wait 3 years for ripe fruit. So what they found after waiting 7 to 12 years and finally getting a fruiting is that these guys here need rata vines to climb the tree. And in the second year, when this fruit is still green, they'll climb all the way to the top of the tree and eat the green fruit. It does a chemical reaction and makes them want to have babies, or completes the cycle so they become or want to breed and then have chicks. The third year, when you've got your bright red ripe fruit, they'll climb back up and bring it down for their chicks. And so that's some of the more modern understanding that we finally realised, that symbiotic relationship, which would have taken a long time. The new thing, the new amazing fact that they've only discovered in the last year or so is that the Rimu fruit has 300 more times vitamin D than fish oil, which is incredible really. And also, so coinciding with that, they found that kakapo have a vitamin D deficiency. So they need them as chicks to help with their growing cycle, but then they need vitamin D to help with their breeding cycle. Very, very unusual. So basically all those things coincide that we now understand why they will breed or not breed. So back in the day when they first started saving the kakapo, there was I think 56 left in the whole planet. Now they're up to 120, but because a lot of them are too closely related, they're finding a lot of the boys are impotent. Basically, they can't have babies, which is very difficult when you're trying to save a species. Basically, what's happened is that, you know, you get too close in your breeding, it's just real bad for your kids. Oh, go away.